I thought I'd just check in. I pulled up a couple of definitions from last video. So diameter, outer diameter, di, that is twice, like bi, that means two also. And the dia is through, am, me, met, the meet that you are regarding. So asterisk, STE, the female saint, STER, I believe that's solid. I'll check that. EI, the example. It is self-explanatory. If you meet the measure, even meet the mask to tour your re-add right hand head. Okay? Do with you, the hue, is self-explanatory. Okay? You don't have to say anything. People understand your value, what you are living for, what your money means. It actually means, per your belief system, something. Okay? Belief, a leaf, okay? The belly, each a foot. EA is each, FT, a foot. And lay the eat. Lay the I, that I eat. So you're the value of the ag, to add that tool to land the hand that you had. AD, okay? There's an LAD in that, there's a lad. If I need to reiterate, if you want to be the value, to speak of the air, you need to receive it, okay? Otherwise, you're making dishonest shit up, okay? So this platform I'm ideating is to get off the gun, because your gun is lacking in reason, okay? As desire in life, even event, the advent, wasn't really planning to do a video today, but I thought I should just check in, and then I'm like, well, I have some notes up here, so let me finish them. Uh, See the diet and die and high, the I, the hydrogen I, where you eat at, where you eat yet. You're fortifying your figure eight. I fig, go fig, phi, G, grace and gravity, Jesus, G apostrophe S-U-S, go figure eight. I fig, you are regarding the eight, the network I eat at. Remember this word? Network, all right. The money, the me one I you use speaks for itself, okay? And you choosing to embark, to use this value, to produce value, to make value, Hade, again, in origin is the head. It's a mineral vertical vein, all right, or fault line. By choosing to use this value, you're bringing evidence. And no more saying you would, you are, okay? You are aware. To be are, regarding. I found something interesting today. I was just tooling around. I was looking at the CMYK and RGB because from my last video, because I couldn't remember what that meant in terms of printing and web design and color recipe, okay? And I came across some other definitions, so I'll come across that as well. Let me find meet, care for. I care. It's some met thing. And then I get to eat the value I bring. Okay. Complete. What was the other word I was going to look up here? S-T-E-R-E. Solid. Meet, meditate, care for, to measure, determine the quantity. I would say quality, asweld, meta, boundary, goal. Oops, sorry. So you're delivering the HD is the head, the hand, the high definition, the ads, sold, doled and sold. So provide the job, okay, and follow through to get your tin in the income, and provide the Dow. So wed the head, okay? Here's me just hanging out with notes. It's really, it's sire, IR, real, RH, right hand. It's really, healy, it's healed, died, the I. It's okay to be even. Okay, event, all right? Debt and debit, task, pass the C up. As the tin that you named, the void, okay? The dole and the hole, okay? And the holy leg, and leg and egg, okay? Example. Off the facet top that you laid a dow and so with weight, okay, the way you eat yet, toff, off of toff with no territorial force to go fishing, to ask for a dishonorable escort to tort and board, okay, your trial balance, because you're thieves, all right? Because I've been over this a zillion times. You didn't want innocence. You didn't want an even stone. Tone, hone, roan, throne. Okay? You didn't want that. Okay? It's obvious. All right? So I'm hoping I don't have to grind this in anymore. You just get it. Okay? So let's start working towards building our way for follow through. And that's what I want to discuss here. I just had some notes. I'm like, okay, you may as well go through these. Dow and so, with weight, toff, the facet, off the fact, okay? So you're backing it off the fact, okay, of toff. You got your head off of toff. If this works for you, toff had doff. You spoke it to toff, okay? I get it. I'm rich in this instance. I'm the ag. I'm playing all the parts, okay? Because I can triangulate with myself and Jesus and the ag and the money that I'm going to so name, okay? The idol holy leg and egg. So you weighed off the toff, had doff, off the fact and the facet to taste. Toft had taste. Okay, haste, and see the last, asked, okay, ask the night, okay, has asked, all right, there's your taste. You're asking the female saint, and you're asking the night, all right, and that's how you make your me one eye. And I'm encouraging you to think about products, too. Because what you're going to be able to do is you're going to be able to use the even trademark language and create value. So if you wanted to make a t-shirt using this language, you can do it. The only stipulation is you sell it with even money and people buy it with even money. Okay? So we're creating a cycle of our endeavor, okay? This is extended notes. I made a comment. I'm just recording my path. This may interest you, it may not, but this is what I'm doing it. Thinking of it as a blog or a scrapbook. This is where I was. This point. Send me to this point. Saw the news. This is not working for me right here. You do understand why, right? She's speaking for a value she didn't lend. She's standing on donkey, okay? It's not working. It's actually inciting. It's making a problem if you're not in reception, okay? And you're putting pressure on donkey, like donkey's not measuring up, which is kind of like, can I poke you more than once with my poker red? Ass poker? You know? Come on. Let me show you what I mean. The E value, she's not. She's sending Tao with war as she is wed. So that's really what she's teaching. It doesn't matter what the nice thing she says, okay? The heel of V, very, okay? Among other things. Left hand, all right? What she is lending is okay. And she's not creating innocence in reflection for speaking top, okay? She's got sustainability by always asking the Knight Thief end and never delivering the time by being the time even. I'm sorry about that. I think Michelle Obama is a very lovely woman. This right here is bullshit, okay? Plain and simple, all right? I thought some of this meta was interesting here. Slavery, of course, in Eve even would be SL, that's source language and salvage loss. Lave, that's to wash. You're washing it in the red, character to a land from your bed, you know? So anytime you have this skirmish, you're producing more of the source language, thief end, okay? Unabomber maybe had no one to talk to, okay? I don't feel animosity for the Unabomber. You're asking someone conscious to take all your bullshit and do something with it. Which is basically, go explode yourself because no one cares about you. Okay? I'm laughing. Why not? Okay? I don't think that's accurate. You know? You never gave the Unabomber an honest chance. I would define the hero as hoed and hod the dead. That's to, your V-shaped little barrel basket to move the earth. All right, in your right hand, ride that debt. So I don't know if Kanye knows about my thoughts on bipolar. Let's see. So in college, I studied a lot of things, but I eventually graduated with a psych degree. And a lot of my psych professors didn't get me. I didn't get them. I didn't get the professor of gerontology, which is the study of the lifespan, how that rusty, dusty, crusty old man could just make me I had to fight to stay awake in his class, okay? I had to fight because I was just like, oh, you're killing me. You're killing me with what you're saying is, like talking about self-actualization. Many of you will never be self-actualized in your whole life. Okay, so this was this dusty, crusty, rusty, old professor saying that verbatim, and I'm like, oh my God, you're putting me to sleep. You'd have to sit upright in class and look interested, or just sit upright, but it's just killing me. I'm like, oh. So I'd be like poised with my pencil listening to him like, okay, I have to apply a filter. Is this going to be on the test? Because if it's going to be on the test, I'll write it down, but I don't believe in it. So I'm running a filter through the person who's telling me this going, oh, fuck. Okay. Rusty, dusty, crusty. So, there was the professor of, I don't know. He was in psychology also. So I went to college at Brigham Young University, and he pulled me aside and into his office. He pulled me away from everyone else to tell me that I was not with God. And I'm like, it didn't take me any time at all to kind of like scrap his theory, because I know the difference between psychology and psychiatry, and I know that not everyone believes in God. So if you're going to put a prescription on me in terms of I'm not with God, I'm like, well, how about the gazillion people in your industry that don't believe in God? Who are they not with? Okay? It was an odd thing. I didn't expect it in terms of why me, but that's no different than, say, I was in New Orleans, and walking down Bourbon Street, busy tourist day, and there was a wizard among all the tourists. He had a big pointy lavender hat, white white beard. He had a staff, and I was mingling in the street on a heavily tourist traffic day, and the wizard yelled at me, "You are a good person!" Okay, and I'm kind of like, oh, stop. You're freaking me out. Just, thanks for calling attention to that fact, because it's not something I like to usually call attention to. Okay. It's, again, why me? But where was I? Bipolar. Okay, so okay, here's the thing. There's lots of schools of thought. Okay, so you have Carl Jung, subconscious archetypes, and I'm not sure if subconscious is the right word, but archetypes in terms of like primal knowledge, primal symbols. You have Pavlovian, okay, conditioned response. You've got Abraham Maslow, so a hierarchy of needs, and self-actualization would be the pinnacle. All right. So you've got anthropomorphic philosophies, which is self-actualization in a sense. It's the philosophy of I am here to excel. Okay, you've got numerous schools of thought. Okay, so when someone's trying to judge me in terms of being bipolar, I'm kind of like, well, what school of thought are you coordinating with? Okay, because Maslow defines self-actualization as bipolar. Okay, it's not a bad thing. All right, Maslow believes that to be self-actualized, you need to be able to be hot, cold, high, low. Okay, we're talking responsive. Okay, present. All right, I would add with that, let's work factually in reality. Okay, you want to get your foundation right, and then how joyous is that to be present? Things that make you give you elation, you can read it. It's transparent. Or if it pisses you off, that's present also for a reason. Your emotions are for a reason, okay? And that you live and breathe your desire, okay? To higher. I don't know what the 13th Amendment is. I'd have to look it up. I don't pay a whole lot of attention to the law because I try, honestly, much of my life to do my own thing because I know it's bullshit already. Every once in a while, I get bungled in the trickle down, okay? Like I'm throwing frisbee with my dog and a police officer goes fishing on me for my emotions for a reason that they want to change hands, defend. Oh, you're laying your life down for me? No, you never thought of it, okay? You're jacking off on me. That got, what, 4 officers at my apartment door with a sliding scale of how much it's going to cost me because I was told I couldn't throw my frisbee at the park and I left. So they followed me to my door with a sliding scale to give me a ticket. It's like because I said you jacked off on me and I meant it. And so I got a video to prove it. I said it once, I'll say it again. Now it's on my website. You could go see it for yourself. That one, I believe, is richrote.is. RICHROAT.IS. It's in Iceland. They have different rules for what you can put on the internet, meaning you're going to have to go through the King of Iceland if you don't want me to think and say what I want to, okay? What else? You're seeking my emotions because they're not producing value. And they don't have the right tool, okay, to do of, as loved, okay? As loved? Sloved. Shed a skin. You want to peel my skin? You think my surface is shallow in terms of ability? Come hither. Let's see. What I think is interesting is, well, I thought this was interesting. You read it and you get locked up. The hydrogen-powered plane by Apple, Air Force One. Well, you get that value from me. To fly, you know the saying, to be a fly on the wall. Is to I imagine is to listen in and listen out. Invoice, okay. How about no date. I put the D there because NV, that's going to mean Nevada. It's where I'm from. I'm from Nevada. I was born in Las Vegas. Parents moved to Sparks. I grew up in Sparks and then Reno. What you're doing with your invoice going to the law, -T, where you have to pay to play, you're just turning that invoice inside out, okay? And then you're speaking your tin and your hinge, okay? That's all. That's the dynamic, the utter gutter dynamic, okay? The gutter is your eaves, okay? What you've heaved is the past. Of hoved. I'm into channeling. I mean, in a way, you help me see myself. Because I believe Kim is on my current Twitter. I called it email last time. Sorry. You know what I mean, right? You know what I mean if I'm not getting enough sleep and I mix up some of my definitions. So this is my first response, okay? My first response was, I don't know, man. Something is mixing. That smile is weird. If you're asking me on a feeling level, I can't place it to relate it. You're gonna have to forgive me. I'm in this habit of critiquing, okay? It's all I'm doing, okay? I don't have anywhere to go. But I want to, okay? I want to get this going. I do get the need to extend yourself into new territory to be heard, dead ass sold, dead ass as the ass soul ass asshole hold, okay? I will say, I don't understand the bridge of all your ideas. You said something about the 13th floor. I didn't quite get the whole connection, okay? I don't understand the bridge of all your ideas expressed in the video. I do appreciate your energy, and I feel you care relative to the hue you are that you wear. And I put a question mark with hyphens. Let's remove the hyphenated question from he, there, he are read from the air and the herd, from the herod, okay, road. Debit to be the eat and be at, as told, hyphens, as sold, hyphens, and toiled and soiled, okay? Again, not real work. You need real work and follow through, okay? So I'm just pulling news that caught my eye. CMYK, key. K is for key. The key color in today's printing world is black, but it has not always been. CMYK is subtractive. Start with nothing, white paper. RGB is additive, the way light creates colors. I believe, it's been a while, I'd have to look. I believe RGB is the color system for web design. So web safe colors. Here's me adding some more information on my last YouTube video. So I spoke of Roman Byzantine mosaics, and during the Renaissance especially, gold is a symbol of spirituality, and patrons of the Renaissance paid artists to place them in spiritual scenery. So your art was funded by the patronage of a cycle of paying for the imposition of the Lord, okay? And the gold for used in mosaics was created with gold leaf, and gold leaf is hammered gold until it's paper even finer than paper thin. So there's actual gold embedded in the glass. Then you use your hammer and hardy to cut each cut small t, and tessera, which are pieces. And then you put that on the, I want to say it's a lime backing, a plaster perhaps. I'm not sure exactly what it's called at this point. Again, I've done a number of things and sometimes I forget the words if I'm not doing that. You know, I'm not doing mosaic right now. So tooling around, I found hexadecimal. I thought that was interesting. After the values of 0 to 9, A to F represents the values 10 to 15. And you know, in the even language, A is AD, a determiner. And how wonderful, A is 10 in your hexadecimal, which is basically the unit of transaction, 1 on 1. Binary, that's your computer bits of information. So I ordered some leather samples. Now that I've got the hexagon wall hanging up, I thought about yesterday, well, what would I like to do next? And originally I was thinking of using desert, a leather desert sham, and then buttercream as a swag on the side near the headboard. And two colors that I liked and that are tan, basically, and they don't have them anymore. It might be possible to get desert. The woman at the leather hide store is going to look into that. I did order 2 new samples, Sweet Honey and Tan Grizzly. Grizzly looks a little rugged, but I thought the color would work. So samples are coming. It doesn't have to be leather. I thought I wanted it to be leather. We'll see. Anyway, I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to work on next on my designer bed ensemble. To me, it's an overestimation of your powers that are red, okay? Umpteen powers that are red does not make a whit of difference, okay, to a land from the bed, okay, that you've been. Heaved, okay? You're standing on donkey, okay? Just like Michelle Obama, all right? It doesn't matter what you say, what you could complain about, except that you're fortifying the right to complain for no reason that you want to be weak, okay? Weak asked is the weak to cast, okay? Put some hyphens in that. I really get your pain, okay? You want to read the many things that I've tried and I look like a talentless bump on the log. I just spin news back into the ethers, okay? How many things have I tried with no follow through, okay? Oh, because predominantly I've worked a lot in the man's world, okay? Because I can't make any headway with women oftentimes. And honestly, it does not behoove me to date a man who can't keep his head in the game, Okay, you know how many times, if I didn't back my word up online, how many times I would have to try and start and get no follow through? Okay, with a man, -d. This way I get titted once, okay? And then what we got is the work's already done. So we're just gonna watch you fiddle, faddle, and fizzle, okay? What I think about is interesting about Blasé Ford is she's a psychiatrist at a distinguished university, playing a part, okay? Sorry. You could build this as much as you want to, but you get the lay of the land and you get the dynamics of net capital to reason even. Was something I saw, because one of the things I'm working on next, or wanted to, and it seems timely, is a figure 8 for a, so I've got some down, because minnow choose. So I want to put down in either industrial satin or silk, I haven't decided, or linen's a possibility, but I wanted a down comforter, and I wanted a figure 8. I wanted the snake eating itself, and where I am now, and I'll put this out there for anyone, if you want to design it, you know, let's talk, okay? The artwork could also be artwork on the money, all right? I was looking at live snake, real snakes. I was looking at drawings of snakes, and I've been looking at New Age renderings, India. My current leaning is, you know what a snake looks like, and I'm kind of thinking that I like the idea of it. The snake that I would put on my comforter would come from your imagination. So that's where I am. I'd love to make a quick decision, know what I want to do, but I do appreciate that so much, and giving it time, it came with the subtle nuances which delight me, okay? I wake up in the morning, I see that, and it has meaning. And unfortunately, for me to make a bed comforter, it's going to need the same. It's going to need time to ideate. Anyway, so I was happy. I've got table space now that that's done, the hexagon wall hanging. I've got table space in the art room, and I could do something else, and I'm thinking about it. So this was me today. Today's the October 12th. Got a vibe. And I'm doing that cheekily. Correct me if I'm wrong, if you weren't thinking this. You know? You don't get to upstage my value. You get to give me my value or bugger off, okay? Because you're a lie. No other way to put it, okay? I'm not here to be nice for you lying and keeping me out when I am the value to be in. Okay? What else? And I'm not going to comment anymore on that. I've got a few notes, so that one doesn't make as much sense to me as dissolved is, the die is so low, okay? You see that one hole there, okay? I think as women, we need to come from the same place, all right? I have a very basic platform, get off the gun, so you're not making donkey, okay? Because if you're making donkey, you don't have a choice. Donkey doesn't have a choice to go to war and lay down donkey life for you who doesn't love, okay? And then you berate donkey for being a donkey, but you're standing on donkey's income that you sent donkey to go earn for you to berate in the name of love. Okay. So, like, did I get that across clearly enough? It's related to Roe v. Wade. You've already lost it, okay? This work's already been done. The ending's already been established. Let's see, spatially. You know, it occurred to me when I was looking up how to spell a word. It's working today. What was I not doing? Anyway, I didn't think spatially was a word. But what I was trying to, spatial, ly, shows relationship. Lawware and yaw. Yaw is, let me look up the definition. I think this is appropriate. It's appropriate to yaw, okay? Spiritually, how do you dilate, all right? All right, this is really what I wanted to get to, just to check in, but I went over notes, okay? Thoughts, unguarded thoughts, all right? I've got a number of ideas. Briefly, to start working on special ops, okay, a second level of class asked, and that is to work on building assignments, okay, for editorial prowess. and for reporting, for telling your story. And I'm thinking I'm going to do a new patron for a nexus, for a connection. And the money you put in, the me1i you put in is going to be transmuted, okay? But you're going to get silk money back, all right? We're going to be building towards starting the Kickstarter. So I don't endeavor, I don't conceive, I don't plan that you're going to get silk money, even money back until Kickstarter, okay? But it's a way for me to gauge your interest, you know? Are you ready to start? And, you know, start building skills in preparation. Skills, preparation, product, alignment, associations, all right? Start cutting your teeth, as it were. What else? So I was thinking of using Patreon as a nexus, so when this gets liftoff, you can put a link to your editorial or put the editorial there with the knowledge and foresight that anyone in association can lift it. And if you want to be your own news agency, you can do that as well, okay? So you have a resource, a nexus, association, a connection to lift your news, okay? And if you want to run a news agency, so be it, all right? That's one idea, you know. I'm working for Vimeo, my two next projects, in theory, is to do class for the special ops assignments and skill building, and go gig, so go of fig. So right now I have go fig, but now I want to do go gig, go of fig, go gig. All right, so I'm building my gig and go fig. One of the things that I'm trying to do is to start interviewing other people and then spin the meta. And so in interviewing, you know, I would think of it as in the proper framework and a cycle of completion, that this is a love letter. It's a constant, ongoing love letter. So the thing that I thought was exciting is to prime you to understand. You get to use this even language, and you get to produce product, okay? And in a cycle. Debit. Sorry. Dead to tread. And HR, human resources, and UR, tread and thread the head, okay? We're building, the idea is to start these venues, these veins, okay, to start, all right? Start the process, start the projecting yourself into possibility and opportunity, and start building skills, cutting your teeth, start conceiving ideas. One thing that I wanted to express or bring up, you know, in contrast of the competitive marketplace thiefing, what if one of you have an idea to put something on a t-shirt like that, okay? And someone else has the same idea, maybe a different font. Are you going to be upset? Are you going to be like, they copied me, they're competing against me? Are you going to be overjoyed? They had the same wonderful idea as you, okay? And you're building towards the same goal. And how wonderful that could be, okay? You're not competing, okay? So I just wanted to prime you in terms of how to see this, all right? If you're going to build product using my language, it's not to compete, thiefend, all right? It's to complete. And, you know, see that value in reflection, all right? Origin is completion, okay? It's not competition, thiefend, all right? Anyway, we're at an hour. Went through notes that I wasn't sure if I was going to put up because I want to make a departure from that. But that was a little bit I wanted to get to. That's where I am. You might see me on EarthCam in the next couple of days. Perhaps. Either going to work on Go Gig with Star, who lives across from me, or I might start my jumpsuit, linen and with metal thread, or I have another idea, and that's to start working pate and mate, okay? My idea is to create that. It could be another EDDM. It might be combined with ABCs of Eve Even, okay? And it might be combined with an art project call for Go Gig, basically. Go of Fig, Go Gig. And create a product. I was thinking of making a recycled shopping bag so that you purchase the product funds this message. And that might be a Kickstarter project of its own or an Indiegogo where, say, every $1,000 raised equals, you know, a vote for where should this message be sent. What's the value of doing EDDM in this designer language? We're building towards Kickstarter of the Silk money, okay? Eve Even money. Venom, okay? Venom and the dome, okay? So that's an idea. It's an idea, you know, trying to build a cycle of marketing and sustenance as we're building more, a bigger market, okay, to come to the fore.